Today on MHK All Day, we look at state news revolving the legislature revoking Governor Kelly's stay-at-home order for religious gatherings. Plus, we have a live demonstration of how to make our own face masks. And later in the show, we see how esports are thriving during the pandemic. Good morning and welcome to MHK All Day. I'm Molly Hackett.
And I'm Millie Andrews. Many artists have had a hard time supporting themselves financially during the coronavirus outbreak, but later we'll hear about an online market for creatives in Manhattan.
But first, with the spread of COVID-19, everything from schools to businesses have shut down as guidelines from the government call for social distancing. Reporter Kaylee McLaughlin has an update on how the pandemic could affect your plans for celebrating the religious holidays.
At the end of March, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly signed an executive order that established a formal statewide stay-at-home order. Earlier this week, she added to existing social distancing guidelines by announcing a new executive order that would limit all religious gatherings to no more than 10 people. This decision was made in the lead up to several religious holidays like Easter, Passover, and Ramadan, but with additional consideration for the projected statewide peak in COVID-19 cases anticipated at the end of this month.
The risk for a spike in COVID-19 cases through additional church gatherings is especially dangerous. So we must take additional action to keep Kansans safe.
State Attorney General Derek Schmidt publicly opposed the order, asking law enforcement to not enforce the limit of religious gathering size. Within hours, Republican state legislator leadership voted to overturn the governor's executive order.
As a state health officer, I was disappointed by the actions today of this legislative group. I'm not a politician, but a pandemic is no time for politics.
On Wednesday, the number of COVID-19 cases in Kansas surpassed the 1,000 mark, a long-feared milestone as the virus continues to spread. An estimated 31% of COVID-19 patients end up hospitalized in Kansas. The state health department is currently monitoring 12 outbreak clusters across the state of Kansas, a quarter of which have been attributed to religious gatherings.
Right now, the number of positive cases is increasing at a manageable rate. We are not overburdening our healthcare system yet. However, if we go lax at this critical juncture, lots of people will get sick very quickly.
Thursday evening, Governor Laura Kelly authorized a suit against the Legislative Coordinating Council and asked the state Supreme Court to weigh in on the matter. A memo from the governor's office alleges that the step to block the executive order violates the Kansas Constitution because the overthrow of the order came from legislative leadership, not from the legislature as a whole. As of April 9th, Riley County has recorded 20 positive cases of COVID-19. On the social distancing index, the county received an A grade for its efforts to stop the spread, but community spread has been detected. 25% of documented cases are marked as recovered. There are 18 cases pending and some 20 individuals are currently being monitored by the county. Local health officials are advising residents to make use of alternative worship opportunities during the holidays.
You are doing a greater good and respecting others by staying home. We ask that you make that sacrifice and show true compassion to others.
Several religious centers have announced they will cancel large gatherings or alter their regular operations due to the virus, including the Catholic Student Center and the Islamic Community Center in Manhattan. Reporting remotely from home, I'm Kaylee McLaughlin for MHK All Day.
The county is promoting voluntary compliance of distancing, but failure to follow these guidelines can result in fines and a misdemeanor charge.
Tiger has been infected with the novel coronavirus, one of the first known non-humans to catch the illness. We get more from Molly Hackett in News in 90 Seconds.
I'm Molly Hackett, and this is your News in 90. A 4-year-old Malayan tiger named Nadia has tested positive for COVID-19 at the Bronx Zoo. This is the first non-domesticated animal globally to have been confirmed with COVID-19. Zoo officials believe that Nadia, her sister, and 5 other animals are all showing similar symptoms because they may have been infected by a caretaker who has shown up positive for the virus. With sports on hold due to COVID-19, one volleyball player and his dog have gotten creative when it comes to staying active. Kiara the Retriever Mix is a volleyball-playing dog from Norway. K-State's Digafab Club is trying to help stop the spread of COVID-19 by creating face shields for workers on the front lines. The program has 3 3D printers, and they can manufacture up to 20 masks per day. The process to create a face shield can take upwards of 2 hours to complete. As of right now, the face shields are being given to the university, and then they will distribute them accordingly. Just this week, a Florida sheriff reopened the cold case for Don Lewis, tied to the Tiger King series. Lewis disappeared in 1997, but was officially declared dead in 2002 after 5 years of hardly any evidence to support the case. While Carol Baskin, Lewis's wife, was the #1 suspect, there was never enough evidence to support that she killed her husband. The sheriff's office hopes that someone will come forward to put this case to rest. Stay tuned for more coverage next week on Your News in 90. For those who are crafty and looking to support local artists while social distancing at home properly, right here in Manhattan, we have a brand new online arts and crafts marketplace. MHK All Day reporter Anna Christensen has more.
Stuck at home, many artists and creatives have had a hard time supporting themselves financially during the coronavirus outbreak. But luckily, a Wamego man came up with an idea. Stay Home MHK, an online marketplace for creatives in Manhattan. And now, the project is growing across the state.
Just this last week, early Monday, I launched StayHomeTopeka.com, and within a few hours, I had about 25 different vendors signed up. I'm now close to 80 total in the Topeka area, and sourcing campaigns in Dodge City, Wichita, Lawrence, and Kansas City as well. Those sites will be going up fairly soon, and all of those are going to be umbrellaed under StayHomeKansas.com. So the initial sites are about sourcing the vendors to get the interest of the local creators, and then they'll create their profiles and upload their products and everything on StayHomeKansas.com, and that'll go live, to the world hopefully next week.
And the idea is already taking off with interest from vendors and community members alike.
It got legs more quickly than I would have ever anticipated, which is great. But it means that I have to be doing a lot of testing and a lot of building. So it's been a lot of late nights and long days to make sure the branding and the messaging and even a little bit of social and that stuff is up there as well to keep people informed.
And of course, because financial hardship caused by the coronavirus is what helped inspire Stay Home Kansas, staying safe and healthy is a priority. Vendors and buyers are encouraged to follow CDC guidelines on social distancing, and it's suggested vendors leave products on the porch and use Venmo to handle payments.
Things that are handcrafted and bought or given as gifts, I think, during this time, a lot of these could end up being some really important mementos, 10, 20 years from now, when we're looking back saying, remember that really, really crazy time. And you've got this cool handcrafted thing from your community.
For a memento of this historic time, to find some unique handcrafted products, and to support local creators, look no further than Stay Home MHK. In Manhattan, I'm Anna Christensen, MHK All Day.
From the Golden Flower.
Up next, classes at K-State moved online, but what does that mean for art and theater students? We'll share their stories up next.
From the golden flowers that give our state its nickname, to Kansas City's smoky scarlet barbecue, past the unique tint of limestone bedrock, we drive with pride to support future K-Staters. From the hilltops of Lawrence to the familiar streets of Aggieville, we love to show our purple pride. Whether you are K-State alumni or Wildcat fans, purchase the #1 Affinity license plate in Kansas today and help us paint the highway purple.
What ignites inspiration? It's sparked in every victory, every banner carried high. It's lit in traditions that bind each generation together. It's found in the people who push us to never settle and to serve those without a voice. It's iconic. It's groundbreaking. It's a new generation of world changers and answer seekers. What ignites inspiration? Tradition. Passion. You. Land Grant University. Entrusted with serving the needs of our communities and world through the nation's most important research and testing. We don't cater to what's popular. We come together to find out what's next, what will save lives and better the world. Since 1863, our values haven't changed, but our methods have. What defines a land grant university? Community. Progress. You. Open doors, warm hellos, classes spark ideas, traditions create memories, labs lead to partners, late nights, crazy nights. Hail, 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 studying hard, hardly studying. One last Manhattan sunset, caps and gowns, pomp and circumstance. We're on this journey together, remembering that every open door can lead to a warm hello. What is the K-State experience? Family, pride, you.
The public is told to not buy store-bought face masks in order to save those resources for medical workers. So many have turned to making their own. Reporter Stephanie Nutt is now live with us on Zoom to show you how to make your own mask. Stephanie?
Thanks, Molly. The CDC recommends wearing cloth face coverings in public settings where other social distancing measures are difficult to maintain. This includes places such as grocery stores and pharmacies. The use of simple cloth face coverings can slow the spread of the coronavirus. These simple cloth face coverings can be fashioned from household items or made at home from common materials at a low cost. According to the CDC, cloth face coverings should fit snugly but comfortably against the side of the face, be secured with ties or ear loops, include multiple layers of fabric, allow for breathing without restriction, and be able to be laundered and machine dried without damage or change to shape. The CDC's website, cdc.gov, has instructions on how to make your own that fit within their guidelines. I was able to go to their website and make my own following their instructions. Their first method is a quick cut t-shirt face covering, with, which is a no-sew method. What you do with this, you're gonna find an old t-shirt, cut out the bottom 7 to 8 inches, and then you'll cut out 6 to 7 inches from the side, leaving space above and below. And you're gonna cut that up, and then you're gonna be able to tie it. And this is probably the quickest method that they have. The next method is a sewn cloth face covering, which I have right here. This is really easy. I added my own touch by using bias tape, and I found that to be really easy. You're just gonna put 2 pieces of 10 by 6 inch cloth fabric. They do recommend using cloth. You're gonna sew those together, and if you add bias tape, I feel it adds like a nice aesthetic touch to it. And following the rules, it's nice and breathable, and you'll be able to tie it behind your ears. The last method is a bandana. What you're gonna do with that, you're gonna fold it in half, and then you're gonna fold it in thirds from the top and the bottom. Do that real quick. And then you'll be able to add ponytails on either side and fold it over. And then, as simple as that, you have another face mask. Thanks. Back to you, Molly. She's muted.
Thanks, Stephanie, for making homemade masks to keeping socially distant. Not only does staying home help slow the spread of the virus, but it also created new ideas for some K-State students to make the most of the transition online. MHK reporter Dawson Wagner tells us more on social distancing with Dawson.
Hi, welcome back to Doing Social Distancing with Dawson. This week, I had the opportunity to Zoom call 2 different K-State students about how they have been transitioning online through their art department. Jackson Berlin, a theater major and graphics design minor, fills us in on how he is completing his classes at a social distance.
Zoom has been a big help. We are shifting, we're morphing our ideas of like the entire world is shifting ideas and like figuring out like what human connection can accomplish through the internet. And so me personally, I had a play that I was supposed to perform in a few weeks back, like at the beginning of all this stuff. And we had to turn it into a staged reading over Zoom. And it's like, honestly, it's like jumping off a cliff and trying to create a parachute on the way down. We're trying to figure out how to keep on going in such an active major where really 90% of what you're doing is human contact. But I can almost guarantee you that after this is over, we will see a lot more like plays and productions over the internet than we used to, because like this is such a uncharted territory for everyone.
Uncharted territories, indeed. But Jackson isn't the only one who's been transitioning online. Brandon Lawless, a major in Bachelor of Fine Arts, talks to us about how he has been transitioning his sculpting class and utilizing the outdoors as a canvassing project for his substitute of lab work.
I use like the back deck to do some stuff out there, like if it's nice out. But recently I've been going to parks by myself, and that's where I usually, because we've been doing like landscape and just different like nature stuff. So in my classes like that, I've been able to adapt with that.
Adaptability. That's what it's going to take. To get us through this pandemic and uncharted territories, we're going to have to adapt. I'm Dawson Wagner from MHK All Day, and getting some fresh air and casting my line from a social distance. I'll see you next week on Social Distancing with Dawson.
Up next, we hear from our sports team about e-gaming and how to stay healthy during self-isolation.
Knowledge is more than a piece of paper. It's being committed to leaving the world a better place, dedicated to limitless learning, conducting research that is tried and true, and then tried again, crossing disciplines, blazing trails, discovering better methods that lead to global solutions. What is the K-State graduate student experience? Unrestricted, proven, you. The heart-pounding roar, a sea of purple, wielding twists and turns, a sincere smile and simple phrase. Legacies that span generations, blurring the line between fans and family. Believing we bleed a different color. Foundations defined by a single stone. That special place you love full well. What makes traditions unforgettable? Loyalty. Purple. You. The limestone embedded in our history is the foundation of who we have become and what we can become tomorrow. We find inspiration in the past, new possibilities in our present, and anticipation for tomorrow's journey. Yesterday's triumphs are today's proud traditions, a transformation where a hall becomes a home, students become family, and research becomes reality. How do we build upon K-State's strong foundation? Innovation, collaboration, you. Open doors, warm hellos, classes spark ideas, traditions create memories, labs lead to partners, late nights, crazy nights. Hail, hail, hail? Studying hard, hardly studying. One last Manhattan sunset, caps and gowns, pomp and circumstance. We're on this journey together, remembering that every open door can lead to a warm hello. What is the K-State experience? Family, pride, you.
Even though the action on the basketball court is on pause, there's still plenty of action in the back office. Our sports team is in now with that and an update on keeping up on your health and wellness.
Thanks, Amelia. Kansas State men's basketball has had a huge turnover since the end of the season. James Love III and Nigel Shadd made the decision to transfer. Cartier Jada announced he's transferring to Virginia Tech, and now David Sloan enters the transfer portal. After playing one season with the Cats, he sent out this tweet saying he'll be graduating and playing his final year of eligibility elsewhere. Sloan also took time to thank Coach Weber and the entire K-State family. However, top recruits have signed to Kansas State, including Nigel Pack, Selton Miguel, and Davion Bradford. Donovan Williams, a 4-star recruit and ranked second in the state of Nebraska, is interested in K-State as well. There's no MLB or NBA or any sports going on, except for one that can still be played and is on the rise. Esports, or video games, can be played in the safety of your home, but it can also be streamed and watched by thousands. With classes all being online, high schoolers and elementary students are looking for something to do while at home. For over 3 years, Fortnite has been a top game for all ages. The third-person shooting game has a cartoon look for younger kids and the fun competitive action which allows everyone to enjoy the game with friends. While some people play for fun, others play as their full-time job. These players stream on a variety of platforms such as Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. While players stream, viewers can donate to support them. Some donations can be as high as $100, whereas most are $5 to $10. With no basketball or baseball, Twitch saw an audience increase of 31%. Tyler Blevins, also known as Ninja, is a well-known player for his fun and creative streams. He has almost 15 million followers on Mixer and has streamed for over 8,000 hours. He also has brand deals with Adidas, Red Bull, and Samsung. Recently, he went to Twitter to support Feeding America. Inspired by Ryan Reynolds and Jimmy Fallon, Ninja donated $150,000.
Obviously, to be in the financial situation that my wife and I are in right now, it's incredible. So one thing that we wanted to do was to give back as much as we can to a lot of the families that are being affected. There's this organization that's called Feeding America, and we have donated $150,000 of our money to this organization, and we are encouraging anyone else who obviously can afford financially to spare some extra money to donate as well to pretty much any organization or foundation that is going to be affecting families and people around the world who are going to be affected for the next, hopefully not that long, but potential, year until we have a vaccine.
Fortnite can be played on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and your mobile devices. The game allows cross-play, so you can play with anybody no matter what they're playing on. For MHK All Day, I'm Daisy Hagedorn. Alright guys, where are we landing? When it's time to take a break from video games, a walk can be great. While the weather is getting warmer outside, many people are going on walks with their roommates and or their dogs. If it's raining, however, staying home is the only option. Reporter Amelia Andrews has more on how you can stay active, stress-free, and have a healthy diet.
With gyms being closed during the stay-at-home order, people are finding new ways to keep physically and mentally fit. You'll see a lot of people walking around the streets of Manhattan trying to dodge the sedentary lifestyle. The CDC suggests that the average person should walk 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day.
I like to go on at least 3 walks a day. I typically go after every meal. Walking after meals helps with digestion and helps lower blood sugar levels. Also, being outside in general helps boost your immune system and it gives you that daily dose of vitamin D.
If you're wanting to step up from just a leisure walk, Manhattan offers beautiful hiking trails in the Flint Hills called the Konza Prairie. The Konza offers 3 different trails giving a variety of new sights to see and distances to hike. Hiking offers many mental and health benefits. Finding ways to stay on your feet can be as simple as mowing your backyard. It will help you break a sweat and get you closer to hitting that step count. There's tons of free at-home workouts on YouTube you can follow along too. I like to practice yoga because of the numerous mental and physical health benefits.
Yoga helps improve flexibility and muscle strength, as well as reduces stress and anxiety.
Another part of yoga that will help you with stress management is meditation. Meditation deals with the mental relaxation and concentration, helping one focus on thoughts and breath. A healthy and more relaxed breathing strategy everyone should try is diaphragmatic breathing. This form of breathing expands the lower belly rather than just the chest. Start by lying on your back and place a book on your lower stomach. Practice on making the book rise with your breath. Place your right hand on your abdomen and your left hand on your chest and make your right hand rise as you breathe. Try doing this technique inhaling for 5 seconds and exhaling for 5. Along with working out for mental and physical benefits, make sure you're fueling your body with the right foods to give you energy. Food high in sugars spike blood sugar and insulin levels, leading to an increase in energy. However, products that are high in sugar but lack in protein, fiber, or fat lead to an energy boost that's followed by a sharp drop in blood sugar, otherwise known as a sugar crash. Swap out that processed sugar treat for some fruits or veggies. In Manhattan, Kansas, I'm Amelia Andrews, MHK All Day.
Did I hear 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day? I'm only a few thousand behind. I might need to check out the Konza Prairie Trails. That's all we have today in sports. Be sure to check us out next week for more sports news and tips to staying healthy. Back to you, Amelia.
Don't go anywhere. We're wrapping up our show today with the top 10 shows to binge watch in self-isolation.
I know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
I think of thee, alma mater.
We'll carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
Our community is more than a group of people. It's a place where the golden rule becomes the purple rule. It's recognizing the value of every individual and affirming the importance of diversity. It's freedom to have a different perspective. It's honesty underscored with understanding. It's becoming a piece of the greater good. We are many, we are one. Most of all, we are family. What defines the K-State community? Compassion, honesty, you. We may take different paths, but we all move forward, preparing for our future in the same historic library. We meet friends in the bustling student union and experience the exciting atmosphere of campus events. We appreciate individual interests and shared passions. Many different paths, one distinct destination. How does campus life become life experience? Connections, involvement, you.
If you're looking for ways to keep yourself busy during self-isolation, here's Netflix Top 10 for this week. In first is Tiger King. This show has swept the country by storm and has been sitting in the #1 spot for coming up on 3 weeks. In second place is Ozark, a show where a family moves to the Ozarks to launder $500 million for a Mexican drug cartel. In third place is The Big Show Show. This sitcom just came into the top 10 yesterday about a former WWE wrestler. In fourth place is Angel Has Fallen, where Gerald Butler plays a Secret Service agent that is framed for a deadly attack on the president. Coffee and Cream have moved down in the standings from 3rd to 5th place, and it is about a police officer and a 12-year-old. Money Heist is in 6th place this week, which is about 8 thieves who locked themselves in the Royal Mint of Spain in hopes of becoming rich. All-American is in 7th place and uses football to show the power struggle between the elite, lower-class citizens, and gangs in Los Angeles. Legacies just jumped into 8th place and is about a girl who goes to a private school. Nailed It is in 9th place this week. It is a hilarious baking comedy where amateurs battle to see who isn't the worst in the kitchen. The Hangover is falling in at number 10 this week. This is a show that you can't go wrong with. Just make sure that there are no kids around.